Are you PCSing to or from the JBLM area? Well, let me tell you guys, this day is for you. We have some local experts that have done it as we talk about the JBLM, PCS, and Community Guide right now. Let's do this.
3, 2, 1.
What's up, you guys?
Good morning.
We've got an all-girl panel going on here, you guys. Welcome. This is Talent Talk. Ladies, you know how we do this. Excited to see your smiling faces this morning. I'm Davina Clarity. We've got our panel of agents in our offices. We've got Nikki in the house. We've got Sandy. We've got Tony. We are all ladies in the real estate business with our John O. Scott Talent family. And we also are previous PCSers, correct? Like we all have made the move. And today we are going to have some really great conversation about PCSing to JBLM, the community guide, like what to do here, how to do it, the ins and outs, our experiences that we can share with you to make your PCS easier. So we want to welcome all of our listeners and followers. So if you're on Facebook or if you're on YouTube, if you're on LinkedIn, if you're on Anchor Podcast, Spotify, Facebook Podcast, we welcome you to comment and share. And we're going to ask some questions for you guys today. So are you guys ready to get into this?
Let's go.
We are ready to go. We actually start off with a trivia question. And so let's bring, who wants to read our trivia question? Okay, Nikki, read our trivia question.
I knew it. Okay, in 2021, how many household shipments took place for military moves?
So is it A, 197,000, B, they're all a lot, right?
That's a lot.
275,000, 314, or D, 437,000.
You have to think 2021 too. It was kind of after the initial lockdown that we had, so there was a lot of people moving at once.
Yep. I don't know. We're gonna explore the answer to that question. Oh, and hey, Donna. Good morning. Good morning. And Donna says C. So, she says 314,000. I don't know. All of them are a lot. I think I think I knew the answer, but now I don't remember. So I'm thinking I'm going to go with C also. Teresa, good morning.
Wow.
She says, I guess B. And B is 275. So, hey, you guys will have time. We'll repeat this question again later on so that you have time. And I want to hear from you guys, like Tony and Sandy. You guys can guess too how many. But, I think whatever it is, it's a lot. There's a lot of families that are moving every year. And I think the numbers might be a little bit down after COVID possibly too. So anyway, let's get into conversation today. So one thing that we all have in common is that we all are, well, I'm the only one that's like past military. All you guys are still got the active going. Your dependents in an active role. I'm a retired dependent, but we all have something in common is that we all got here because of the military. And one of the things that we wanted to actually talk about a little bit today is, what was your experience when you moved here to JBLM? And one of the things is, making the connection. So Tony, how long have you actually been here at JBLM? So Tony is one of our agents here. She's at our Lacey office. And And so you moved here via military. What was your experience and your moving experience, and how did you connect? Like, what did that look like?
So for me, you guys, yeah.
We can hear you.
So for me, here,
We're not hearing you.
oh, you're not hearing you well. What is happening? You guys hear me now?
We can hear you.
So I moved here back. I moved here for about 4 years, going on 4 years, and I moved from Germany. Tony's cutting.
We lost you again.
All right, let's go to somebody else, and then I'll try.
Okay. All right. Who else? Who wants to share? Sandy.
I can share. So I came here last year from Florida, and we loved it so much in Florida. My husband was a recruiter in Florida, and we wanted to stay. So we didn't want to move. We tried to stay there, and last minute they told us you have to go to your duty station. So we only have 5 days to move. We didn't contact housing, anything. So, and we have 2 little kids. We took the road. We came to JBLM, and we put our name on the waiting list, and they told us 4 to 6 months. What are we gonna? And we were thinking, what will we do with the 2 kids? So, and we went to church and we prayed, and yes, we met a good agent, Davina, and she put us. She connected us with some property management, and then we rented a house, and we for a year, and now we just move on post on JBLM after like about a year. But the waiting list is normally 4 to 6 months, they told us, but we put ourselves on a hold because the house we were renting was until end of June.
Wow. And LaToya just commented in, coincidentally, we lived in Florida for 3.5 years. So you guys are coming from the same space. But so here's one of the things that it's like planning, right? So you're talking about planning for a move. And that's one of the things that is really hard in the military that we learn is trying to plan for a move. You find out kind of last minute. First, it's like, okay, we're waiting for orders, and it's like, bam, so how do you guys, and definitely out there that if you're listening, just definitely, how did you connect with people before you actually got here? I know that there's like spouse clubs and Facebook page. Like, what is the best way that any of you guys connected? I don't know if Tony or Nikki, if you want to chime in on that.
For me, because you have your sponsors, so we kind of lean heavily on our sponsors when we were moving stateside. Once we got here, in order to kind of jump in the community, I did join a few spouse clubs. I went to coffee with a few of them too, just to kind of get to know the area. And then I kind of I just used Google, try to get around and try to learn the place just a little bit more.
So joining the Facebook pages, Nikki, what did you do? And Nikki's out of our Olympia office.
Hello. Yeah, I kind of did the same thing. I'd PCS'd a couple times before coming here, so I kind of knew how the whole thing went. So I joined a bunch of groups, went to a few coffees and stuff like that. And it's kind of funny because whenever I got into real estate here in Washington, I had commented on one of the spouse groups, and first person they suggested was Jurgen and John L. Scott, and kind of was a match made in heaven.
Yay!
So they're super helpful.
That's good. So getting the connection before you actually make it here. And I can tell you, I moved here. It was 1999. There was no Facebook. Okay. Like we had flip phones. our drive over was like using walkie-talkies. And I mean, like, seriously, so way different. You know, we did have internet, and we were talking about this earlier. It was like dial-up, you know, so it just was a lot different for us, because once we got here, you know, we stayed in the lodge, and then, but our housing, so like talking about the housing, the wait for housing. So how many did you guys live on? So I know, Sandy, you're on JBLM. Anyone actually have any stories about, you know, their experience getting into housing? Like, what did that look like?
For me, so we knew we were coming to JBLM when we were overseas. So I joined the wait list ahead of time, because I didn't want to come here and not have anywhere to live. So we were on the list probably 2 or 3 weeks prior to coming here. And then when we got here, they were still telling us that there's a 4 to 6 months wait. So we ended up living in a hotel. Luckily, we were only in the hotel for 3 weeks before a house became available. And we have a big family, and we ended up getting into a 2-bedroom on Post right there by Weller Hall. Great house. We had AC, so it was great, but we didn't like the space. So we ended up just moving off.
Okay. So you made it. It took a few months. I think that's kind of like the story, Sandy. You've had the same thing. I think you said you were on the list, and you got off the list, and you got back on the list again.
Yes, because I didn't have time to plan my move. We really didn't want to come because we love the weather in Florida. And then so when we came here, we kind of didn't have anything. We went to the hotel like Tony did. And yeah, we rented and came out of the housing and we went back in like January, and we said like, let us just go back. And they were pretty helpful. Um I had a contact lady I called all the time, and then she told me, yeah, I'm the fourth on the list. She could tell me when I'll be getting a home. And then when they were ready, they called me, and yeah, they gave me 2 houses to choose from, what is pretty good. And we love where we are now. It's a beautiful home on Discovery Village. And the waiting list is also different um, according to the
Right.
places, like exactly the villages or yes, rank.
It's way different from when I was. There's communities that didn't even exist. So we lived on JBLM. We were there for a year. It took us 9 months to get on into housing, and then we stayed for a year. And then we're like, we need to buy our own house, because how much money are we spending every month for this space? And we could buy a house for this much. And we were like doing the math, and we're like, we're gonna buy us a house, right? So we we made it out. After being there for a year, but it was really good to actually be close. We didn't know anybody, so actually being close to everything, because, you know, obviously JBLM is its own city, and without having a lot of resources at our fingertips, it was really nice to have, you know, the support. So actually, we have a comment here. So Latoya says, not military, but we lived in Ohio, Florida, Mississippi, right? MS is Mississippi. And now here, we only had 30 days of corporate housing, a small apartment. When we moved here, we felt too rushed to buy. We actually built a house in Mississippi, closed in April, moved here in July. I was able to fly out to scout neighborhoods. So literally, thank you, Latoya. Yep, she said, yes, I got the MS. The MS is right. Thank you. You know, elementary, MI, MS, MO. So you know what? One of the things that we also talk about when we're moving is packing, right? Like, how do you prepare to pack? And we even had some conversations about how many moves we've done. If anyone is out there, not if anyone, but if any of you want to add your comments in. And just to recap, we are talking right now about JBLM, PCSing, kind of the community guide. Like, how do you get connected once you get into the area? What are some groups that that are beneficial to join. You know, what was your experience when you made it to JBLM? You know, obviously, when you come to JBLM, there's a quite big possibility, unless you are staying or getting out of the military, that you're going to end up PCSing or moving somewhere else as well. So just we'll talk about some of the relocation um, tools that we have to help on your move to and from the area as well. But anyone, you guys want to talk about a little bit about, you know, one of the things that we talk about moving is children, right? Like what happens with our kids. Sandy, you were just talking about, I need to move into another room because I might have little baby girl, Mimi or Kiki might be running
Yes.
into the scene, you know, and I know that there's been, you know, we are like moms, right? And moms and dads alike are looking to say, okay, where do we put? And there's a lot of families that are looking for childcare. What are some things or tips that we can or experiences we can share about childcare?
So we have some great moms on posts that help with babysitting, but childcare is really difficult here. This is I, what I can say. The waiting list is worse than housing. It's longer. So I'm still waiting for my two girls, 2.5 and 4.5 for daycare. And because the military, like when a family like or both military, they have the priority to get into daycare. Their kids have priority. And and I think because of COVID, they don't have enough like people to work, and that's why the waiting list is kind of really okay. But there are some off post daycare and childcare will help with that. So this is the possibility for daycare. Like
There are a lot of resources out there. Tony or Nikki, did you guys have any experiences with daycare or childcare?
So for me, I tried when I came here. I tried to get daycare on post. The waiting list is forever. I just went off post, so I went private. And that wait list, it was not as long, but thank God for childcare aware, because the amount of money that childcare is off post, childcare away kind of, it helps you to pay what you would pay on post. So we ended up just doing it off post where it was easier, it was closer to home, because by then we already moved off. So yeah, leverage your childcare aware is helpful.
Absolutely. We use the same thing. We never tried to go on post because we knew that it probably wasn't going to happen anytime soon. So we ended up using childcare where off post. And thankfully, there was a brand new daycare opening up where we lived when we first moved here. And so, you know, Lucy was little, so she was one of the first ones to get in there. And it was super helpful for sure.
and there's also a Facebook group, like many Facebook groups, JBLM babysitters and seaters of JBLM, and you can go on this group and find some private because they support some spouses to do a daycare. They could do something um, in their house on post, and if you go in those groups and you look for a babysitter, interview them, and you can find something.
Yeah, I still use that to find sitters, you know, because people move and you have a really great sitter and then they PCS. So then you got to find somebody else. So, but it's super helpful.
Yeah.
That is. And Latoya had made a comment earlier just about how difficult it is and to, you know, to get babysitters and you know, it's like you know, it's literally having to move all the pieces of your household and your family and your livelihood and every few years, you know, doing it over and over and over again. So you end up becoming a little pro at, you know, who do I connect with? Because different areas have these same and similar groups, and just literally tagging, you know, and getting into, you know, asking those questions. So as we're talking about this, you said, you know, one of the tips is maybe, you know, getting on the list, but then engaging off post, you know, potentially babysitting, doing JBLM or whatever base or location you're at, face group JBLM babysitters. connect with your housing office, join the spouses club, join the JBLM spouses club, so that you can actually connect with other spouses that are going through the same thing, and you don't have to make the same mistakes they made. You can actually get some good recommendations from them. So that is definitely great advice. What is so anything like prepping and packers? So I can tell you that just in moving period, the packers come in and you're like, oh yeah, I don't have to pack anything, but they pack everything. They even pack your trash. Like, did you guys ever have that?
I was gonna say that. Yes. Yes.
I've actually never used the military to pack. We've always moved ourselves every single time.
That is a great option as well. So, and that's called, what is that called? A ditty move, right? A do-it-yourself move. So how did the do-it-yourself move work for you?
Well, let me try to remember the last time we moved. So I mean, whenever you pay for the things like moving trucks, and if you hire movers yourself, then you rent everything, and then whenever you get to your duty station, you will forget who it is, but you give somebody all that information, and then you get reimbursed for everything that you spent, which we came from Jacksonville, Florida to here. So we went clear across the United States from one major side to the other. Took us almost 6 days, and it was quite scary. Went through every weather condition imaginable, but it was definitely memorable. And I mean, it wasn't that hard. It was super easy. And I mean, they reimbursed us pretty quickly. So,
yeah. So, if no one else has done a ditty move, or if you've done the ditty move, and we've done a ditty move, but we did a ditty move, we had absolutely nothing. Like literally, we were just getting married. We did a do-it-yourself because we didn't have anything. We had a few boxes. Literally, when we moved, we unpacked in like an hour. And we're like, everything was set up, and we're like, okay, what do we do now? I mean, like that was literally our start. So it was a do-it-yourself. Christy, I know she's in the back and she's handling things, but she's in the middle of doing a little ditty herself because she's traveling, and she's like flipping her hair. Yeah, I got this. So we were talking about. They got to weigh the truck. So literally you pack your truck, you got to weigh the truck because they pay you so much per the weight. And then it's like there's a lot. Christy, you want to chime in?
I had to get in on this one, you guys. I know I've been doing stuff in the back, but I'm like, how can I not talk about this one? Yeah, so we are getting ready to PCS out of here. We are RV living right now because we sold our house. And it has been a brand new, I know we did the first move when we PCS'd here originally, but I feel like this is a whole different beast to like ETS out, because then you're like, now we have to get the RV weighed today. Like it's so many extra steps. And then I know that you guys mentioned real quick about them picking up your trash. They pick up your trash?
They'll pack it. They'll pack your trash.
They pack everything. If you don't say, don't take that, they pack everything. Even
they'll
if you
roll it up in paper and they'll open it up, and I was like, this is trash.
All right.
I know.
For all those out there, because I know that we have a lot of military spouses that watch. So drop in the comments. Let me know how many of you are still rocking your yellow number stickers from your last PCS on your furniture. Yeah. All right. Tell me. Okay. I see Nikki laughing. I know that you're probably guilty of this as well. The bubble wrap. All right.
Yeah, so that's real quick. Hats off to you all doing the ditty moving. Her only recommendation is purge it first. Yard sales and give away what you don't sell. Hey, there is a DuPont yard sale this weekend. I think one in Silicon too on Saturday. So good time to purge and get rid of stuff. And they will bubble wrap your whole trash can.
That's so funny.
Yes, totally. Hey, Cindy, family bonding. No, I have stickers. I literally still have stickers on stuff. I was looking under a chair. I have stickers I still have boxes from our very first move. I mean, literally. Yeah.
I too still have things in boxes that I haven't unpacked. And while we were getting ready to now, leave again, Leo's like, well, you never even opened this box. I'm like, but I'm going to need it one day. So leave it the way it is. and I'll use it once I get there.
Yeah. There are definitely a lot of resources though, just as because we're actually running out of time. So we're gonna get to wrapping up. We are gonna mention that trivia question. Let's go ahead and bring that trivia question out one more time so we can actually get some more input on that. What's our trivia? Who's gonna read it real quick?
All right, I got it. Okay, so today's trivia question is: in 2021, how many household shipments took place for military moves? Was it A, 197,000, B, 275,000, C, 314,000, or D, 437,000? Imagine. How many people come in and out just like B? Which one did you say?
C. It's always
C.
C.
All right,
That's
we got
what
a
I
C.
did, and I passed my exam in real estate. Everything is C.
Oh.
But
All right.
Okay, so we have
Latoy says
Latoy says B. We have Donna. She said C.
Okay.
Teresa, B. So far we have B's and C's.
Which is still a lot.
All of them is a lot, right? That's a
Yeah,
lot.
true.
Huh.
All right, you
Okay.
guys ready for the answer?
So Teresa said not. She doesn't guess. She's like solid on the B now, right?
Oh, yeah, she's straight. She knows what she wants.
Okay, we're ready for the answer.
All right.
Well,
And
how
the
many you
answer
got?
is
Wait. Oh, okay. I was
Well,
gonna
you
say,
know what?
But it's okay.
I just saw the answer. I'm gonna go.
Wait, Cindy came in. She said C. Hold on. I didn't get the answer yet. I was like, wait.
I think I saw that.
Okay. Did you see the answer?
I did.
You did?
We
Okay.
flashed you.
All right. Okay. What's the answer?
So the answer is C. In 2021, DoD moved 314,000 household goods shipments.
Wow.
Ooh.
And that's
Wow.
the shipments. That's not even including the Diddy moves.
Yeah.
No.
Mhm.
Actually, there
Right.
is a Diddy. There's how many? There's another. There is another question. Like there was like an additional. How many Diddy moves were there, Christy?
Let me
Additionally?
pull it up real quick. But that's a lot to move, especially since you're around PCS season. We all know that Facebook Marketplace starts blowing up because everyone's trying to get rid of their stuff, and then you can get really good furniture, really good items for a good price.
Yeah, but there were a lot of Diddy moves that happened also in addition to that.
Yeah, so okay, so the question is, how many military members and their families fully move their households on their own without using military assistance? All right, here, wait, I'm gonna drop that in real quick.
Oh, she's being fancy.
There's that other question.
Yeah, this is bonus question at Nikki's suggestion here. How many Diddy moves?
I wonder if it's more or less.
It
More?
is less. I guess I would say
let's see. Do you think it's more or less? Drop your answers in the comments, and then let's hear from you guys.
So 314,000 household shipments happened in 2021 by the Department of Defense. Were there more or less Diddy moves, do-it-yourself moves, than there were household moves?
Less.
I think less.
I'm for less.
Okay. Cindy says less. You guys we're saying less. Yes to less. You think there's less people that wanted to do it yourself, huh?
I don't hear many people that did it like we do. They're always like, you're crazy. So, yeah, I think less.
They always use that privilege of sitting and saying this.
Latoy says, I don't know the numbers.
Okay, well, so when we did our PCS here, we were very fortunate because my mother-in-law was able to take the girls for like 2 weeks while we packed, moved for 6 days, and then got settled for a couple days, and then they dropped them off here. So we were very fortunate with that, and I'm kind of organized. So it did help.
All right, you guys ready to hear the second
Ready?
answer?
Yeah. What's the second answer?
All
Yeah.
right.
All right.
So it is less, another 69,822
Significant.
full
I knew
do-it-yourself
it.
moves.
Really,
Yeah, no,
yes.
that's a definite no for me to move all
Yeah.
that stuff.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Well, that's a lot of people that actually did it on their own. So that interesting. Well, so before there's actually some more resources. So we actually, this has been fun, ladies. There's been a lot there are a lot of resources that are out there that we connect. Our real estate world, being real estate professionals and moving and helping people get in and out of homes and relocate in and out of the area. Those are things that we actually have a lot of connections that can help people. So definitely, when we talk about our relocation, we actually have a relocation um, division where we assist people in moving. So if you happen to be, have a PCS in your future, and maybe it's just kind of like, I know I'm going to be moving, or maybe we only have 1 year left here, or we're hearing that, maybe you're out of the area and you're like, we want to come back to JBLM, connect with us. You do not have to wait until you have the orders in hand, or, we are happy to start walking that path with you, whether you're coming here or you are going anywhere in the US, even if you're going to Germany and you're like, I'm curious about what housing is like in Germany. We can help you in Germany. Just saying. Okay. So definitely send us a message and we can connect you with our real estate professional that can help walk you through that. Another resource, there is military, I believe it's called Military One Source, and it's literally a website that has a ton of resources that you can tap into, and a lot of questions and financial and all of those things. So definitely a website that is very well known is Military One Source. If we'll actually add that into our comments so that you guys can link into that as well. So, oh my gosh, you guys, we're like, it's time to go. Like, so as we kind of wrap up, in this conversation, anyone have any final thoughts? Anything you would do differently? Anything you know now that you wish you would have known um, as you're, in your move? Like, what did you learn that is like, if I'd have known this, then any of you guys?
I got it. I got this one. Okay, I'll go real quick. All right, so it wasn't something that I wish I would have known. It's something that I did that I'm glad that I did. So before I came to JBLM. I didn't really know anywhere. I didn't know anyone. I didn't know what to expect. So I started joining those Facebook groups. I met some amazing women online, and as soon as we got here, like the next day, I had friends picking me up to kind of show me around JBLM. It kind of got my foot in the door, and I got to learn the area even better than my husband still knows. And we've been here 5 years, and I know where everything is at this point. So it was something that I feel like it was a great idea for me to do. So I do it, try it out, join different groups, meet different people. If you have questions, ask us. You guys know that we love talking, so definitely reach out to us. I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have about coming into JBLM, and I'm sure that these lovely ladies on here are equally excited to talk to you. So if you have any questions, just let us know. And then Tony, I know you had something that you wanted to add.
No, it was on the side, which I wish I would have done before moving here. It was definitely with my housing situation because I hesitated in buying a house. It was always my intention of buying a house, and I waited where the prices went way up because I was tired of paying somebody else's mortgage. I wanted to pay my own mortgage. So I wish I would have just jumped into the housing market a little bit sooner than I did.
Okay. And that's a really good point, because in the middle, there's a lot of times there is a hesitation because it's like, okay, I'm only going to be here for a few years. Should I even buy a house? Right. And the answer to that question is it honestly depends on your situation. But we have seen military families that have started creating wealth by purchasing a home in every area that they PCS to, and then they're still using their okay, you guys, you can use your VA loan multiple times at the same time when you are PCSing. There is a way, and it's pretty darn cool. And so if you have any questions about that, you do not have to, wait until you get out, because I've had people that have done a full career and they're in their 60s and they have had this amazing career of all of the things that they've done, and they were renting the whole time and didn't buy until they retired. So, then there was a wish I woulda, coulda. So, yeah. So, very good. Y'all have those bulletproof, man. I wish I had a VA loan. That's why you're funny. Yeah. So anyway,
Yes.
yeah, that's
And also some spouses come here, they don't have friends.
Mhm.
They should become a member of the spouses club. We have many subs clubs like coffee meetup, like book clubs. And if they are a member, like it's great. It's a great way to make friends and have something to do around JBLM. We go to wine tastings and everything. It's great.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's community. So if you're interested in starting to build community, let us know and we will help plug you in. Thank you, ladies, for joining us today. Christy, thanks for your input, girl. We were like, we want you on with us. And you're like, oh, I got the bag. We got you pulled in, right? So
Yeah, the conversation was too good for me to not jump in it. So
So this has been really good. But just want to remind you that as we're closing off, we continue to like our pages. Whether you're on Facebook, follow us, LinkedIn, YouTube, listen to our podcast. We're on Spotify. We've got Anchor and Facebook podcasts. We'd love to just make sure that we are and comment and message us. Like if there's any specific content that you're looking for, we would love to hear from you. So yeah, we are going to shut it down today. And there is something that we say, be bold. And that is something that, hey, and we're talking about PCSing and you're talking about doing that Diddy move. You got to be bold. You got to get outside that.
Yeah, you do.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, but we're going to close it out and we're just going to count down. We're all going to count down on 3 and we're going to all say, be bold. So we're going to count down 3, 2, 1, and then be bold. You guys ready?
Yes.
All right, let's do this together. All right. Okay, we will see everyone next time. Let's go. 3, 2, 1.
be bold.
Have a
Bye,
great
everyone.
one.
Bye. Thank you.